Hey everybody, we're going to start off with this terrifying picture of Kirby. Hopefully you can see this all right. I'm still learning how to use this thing, so bear with me. But obviously you found Google Classroom, you were able to open it, so welcome. I know this is weird. We're going to try to make it the best we can. I don't really know how we're going to do it, but we'll figure it out because we have to. We don't have any other options. So let's jump in with a quick review. If you did not finish your quiz from 2 Fridays ago, whatever it was now, about asexual and sexual reproduction, please do that before you watch this or before you really go on. So just finish that. That way I can throw it in the grade book. I believe grades are going to go in March 30th, is what I've been told. And then obviously what we're going to be doing here, we'll do probably for the majority of the fourth quarter, if not all of it. So stay tuned, but make sure you finish that quiz so that way I can throw it in for you. And let's get into it. So here is a quick recap of what we were doing before all this happened. So we're going to start with the blue here. You've got mitosis on the top, and the second part of that is the most terrifying. Just whatever you do, don't look at post interphase. Hey, can you stop whining for a second? Sorry, my dogs are going to probably be in a lot of these videos. They keep worrying that they can get the coronavirus, and I keep telling them you're a dog, so you don't have to worry about it. But they still do. So again, back to Kirby. We start with diploid, which is something that we only briefly touched on before we had to take off, which means that diploid is going to have a full set of DNA. So it's a complete cell. It knows how to do its job. All the instructions are there. So when you see diploid, the blue Kirby, the first one, he's a fully functioning cell. Now, if you remember, mitosis has two purposes in your body. One is for growth. The other is for repair. So obviously, when you get a cut, you need to fix that cut so your body makes more cells to do so. And then remember, mitosis is also very closely linked to asexual reproduction. When a organism starts off by itself, it decides, hey, it's time to reproduce, and it makes an identical organism copy more or less. Remember, genetically identical for mitosis. So if we look at Kirby, the blue one, you are seeing mitosis, kind of a really good representation of it. You do not have to know the post-interphase, mitotic divisions, all that stuff. You'll worry about that when you get to biology, but let's just look at what we've got here. So you start with one complete Kirby, and that's the diploid all the way on the left there. And then you see he's making a copy of himself. So you've got two sets of eyes, you've got two mouths, and then you see, look closely at that second image, you can see those almost look like, I don't know, spiders or little spider legs. They're pulling one set of I guess Kirby's features to each side. So you see then in the third image, the mitotic division, that each of those kind of sets of Kirby have been pulled to the correct side. You see a split forming down the middle, and then at the end, the last picture there, we have two complete scary blue Kirby's staring at us. So remember, mitosis in your body, growth, repair, and then you're going to get exact copies. So that's why we've got two perfectly copied blue Kirby's looking at us. Let's talk meiosis real quick. Again, this is all just recap. You're starting with diploid. Remember, that means full set of DNA, everything's there, one complete cell. And then you see it's doing the same thing as mitosis. It's copying that genetic information. And then in the first division, this is the third image, the first division, you've got basically, it's looking like two Kirby's are going to be made, just like mitosis, but then that next division is the key. Remember, there's two divisions in meiosis, just the one in mitosis. So you've got one division takes you to two cells, and then look at what happens to the genetic information. It's getting distributed to all four, but it's only half. Okay, remember meiosis, you only are getting half genetic information for the cells. Now, why would we want that? Okay, you need a full set of genetic information for a cell to function, unless that is a reproductive cell. So in the end there, you see the haploid, and then it says times 4, haploid meaning half genetic information. And then why? Because those cells are designed to go meet up with another haploid cell. They fuse together, and then magic happens, and a baby is a result of that. So remember, meiosis is specifically for reproduction. You're going to get one cell into two and then two into four, and those four are going to have half the genetic information because they're going to go combine with another cell. So this should give you a pretty good recap of what we talked about before break. I know it's over a week ago now. It feels like a year ago already. So keep this stuff in mind. Where we go from here is going to be a little bit trickier, and it's going to be even trickier because I'm not there to help you out. So we'll do the best we can, but here is our starting point. And then I got to switch to the next slide here, so stay tuned.